Oh, do I have to do something? Got it.
You on there?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hey everyone, it's Jamie from IndependenceStNola and Seasons and Ritual, and I'm here virtually with my good friend Helen
Hello.
Crimson Cadaverous. And it is 40 degrees where she's at, but we are still
Warming myself by the fire.
hovering around 30-ish here in Alabama. So Elliot wasn't messing around when he came in for this.
Very cold.
Very cold.
Drinking some tea right now to warm up.
Good for you. Yeah, I'm on 10 with the coffee, but that's just kind of how I am.
I already had the coffee. Now it's time for tea.
Good for you, no matter what the weather is. So, before we get into this week, first and foremost, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate.
Whatever you celebrate. I heard Kwanzaa starts on Monday. So,
yes. And Boxing Day. Yeah.
Yeah. And so before we get into this week coming up, I wanted us just to talk a little bit about this Capricorn dark moon.
Yes.
That
just
was
Wednesday.
Yes, and it was at 1 degree, 1 to 2 degrees of Capricorn, which is a karmic point. It's a reset.
Yes, I definitely think we got a reset with that. I mean, we always do with new moons. That's just kind of like, fresh, clean slate kind of energy anyways. We're starting new things. But definitely with this one, because Capricorn's the boss. So Capricorn doesn't mess around. It's like, if we're doing anything, we're starting something. We're getting going. It's a cardinal sign. So I definitely think there was a really good, like, clean slate kind of energy around this new moon.
Yes, thank you. And I agree. And that and I want to say that too. So like you guys, if you're feeling uninspired or ho hum, that to me is part of this new energy. Capricorn is the boss, but Capricorn also knows that we're moving into a new way of working, if you will.
Yes.
And so he is really sorry. What did you say?
I said taking accountability.
Right. And remember, when we talk about accountability, that means allowing the other to take their own accountability. Before, we would take accountability for everyone, the whole village, if you will. And so Capricorn energy, and to my Capricorns, if you're sitting with this idea of, I'm not showing up for that anymore, that's okay. That's a new way of working. So
absolutely. And so Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And Saturn, always speaks to accountability and kind of gets a bad rap because of that. Which is unfortunate because all Saturn wants us to do is get our homework done before we go out to play.
Right.
It's like, imagine how much success you could have in life if you did all these things, then, had a good time.
Right. Because play is still always there.
Absolutely. Like, Saturn doesn't want us not to play, but Saturn wants us to, like, brush our teeth before we go to bed too. Like, take care of ourselves.
Yeah. Sometimes it's nice to come home and there's a pizza in the fridge.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that for that Capricorn new moon. It was a super moon, and I feel like this energy is coming in.
Oh yeah, we're still feeling it. Still feeling it.
Okay, so let's start with the week of 12/26 to January 1st.
Yes.
2023. So Monday the 26th, that is my papa's birthday. He will be 96 years old.
Happy birthday, Papa.
Thank you. His name is James Butler, and I am Jamie Butler. I am his namesake.
Okay, your namesake. Happy birthday.
Thank you. The moon will be in Aquarius.
Yes.
It'll be conjunct Saturn, who we just talked about. And so a conjunction is very close together, unlike Helen and I at this time. Usually you and I are side by side, we're conjunct, and now we are just states apart.
We are, but we're still merging energies in some way.
I agree.
Technologically merging energies.
So talk a little bit about this moon in Aquarius, conjuncting Saturn and squaring Uranus.
So I think this is actually a really great way to kind of start the week off. Because again, we're moving into the future with Aquarius, so that kind of puts us, moves us forward. But we also have that conjunction with Saturn, which is still, in my opinion, working with that Capricorn new moon energy of accountability, in my opinion, as self-care. We're doing it, we're being accountable to, our actions so that we can further ourselves, so we can be successful, not just because we want to punish ourselves,
right?
because we want to actually like accomplish things. And we're like, again, do our homework, then go play.
Right.
I think with the square with Uranus, I think that's challenging us to maybe do things a little differently so that we can show up for ourselves now,
right.
as opposed to the person we once were, showing up for ourselves as we are now.
I agree, because let me just touch on this too. Saturn has been in Aquarius now for almost 2 years.
Yes.
In that entire time, he is basically, and you correct me, you jump in when I'm wrong, okay?
Uh-huh.
But that entire time, he's almost been squaring Uranus.
Yes, most of that time. Yep.
Okay. So Uranus is Aquarius's current ruler.
Yes.
Saturn is Aquarius's ancient ruler.
Yes. So we're dealing with those energies anyways of old and new, releasing old, bringing in new. We're dealing with that anyways with Saturn and Uranus, but we're dealing with it definitely because we've got those two signs that represent the old and the new. So exactly. we're leaving old paradigms behind, embracing new ones.
Right. And I bring this up for all those reasons, and also because when we talk about this Capricorn season and this new way of taking accountability, right, it is this idea that we are taking accountability for ourselves. And what does that look like moving forward? Saturn wants us to be stable.
Mm-hmm.
And before, we thought being stable was taking care of everyone.
Yeah.
But Uranus keeps squaring that idea and saying, no, no, no. In order to be stable, we have to blow up, move past that notion of that you are to take care of the entire village. It is telling us we've got to start showing up in our authentic selves, because Aquarius is the individual and rules authenticity. So this is an uncomfortable time, friends. This is really this knocking on this door of how are we going to show up moving forward? How are we going to work moving forward? And we don't have to keep working on dysfunctional families. We don't have to keep working in dysfunctional relationships. We don't have to keep in dysfunctional thoughts. And this, to me, is just we're getting into this theme, and we're going to be working with it for a hot minute. And you and I have talked about the future.
Yes.
In 2023, but we're going to stay focused on this week.
Right.
But I feel like this is setting all this stuff up moving into 2023. And
oh yeah, this is a great energy for moving into a new year, because it helps us close out some old chapters, but it keeps our mind on the future the entire time.
That's great. You're 100%, especially with that moon in Aquarius, baby.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll move into Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it's the day that we have the moon move into Pisces out of Aquarius,
mm-hmm.
forming sextile with the sun, sextile with the north node, square with Mars, conjunction with Vesta, who we normally don't talk about Vesta.
She's an asteroid.
Yes. She's an asteroid. She's, our inner flame, the hearth, home and hearth.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's important to talk about right now, especially with the moon forming a conjunction with her, because we're going into winter. It's cold. She's our flame, and it's
mm-hmm. Oh, wait, Helen, I've lost you. Okay, hold on. You muted yourself for some reason.
Can you hear me?
Okay, wait.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, this is what happens when you live in old buildings in New Orleans.
Yes, and actually somebody's trying to call me. So I don't know why. I should put my phone on. I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, that's funny. I just thought your place was haunted, even though I've been there and it didn't seem haunted. So I'm glad it's not. Okay.
No. Do I have a do not disturb? Okay. Hopefully this works. All right. All
Okay.
right. To be continued.
So
Vesta.
you were saying Vesta, and you appreciate her being conjunct with the moon, who's moving into Pisces because she rules the home.
Yes, she rules the home and our inner flame
Okay.
specifically. So that inner hearth that we always have the flame that's going, that kind of keeps us alive, our passion. We have the opportunity to kind of reignite that flame with this conjunction. And I think that's really important in this winter time because we need all the warmth we can get,
Yeah.
even if that's like a metaphorical warmth.
Right. And also with the moon moving into Pisces, Pisces in its highest self is the beginning and the ending.
Yes.
So we're seeing where things are ending and we can be a little sad about that. But it's important to see our Vesta inside of us, our flame, putting that first, lighting that fire.
Right.
Because you are bringing in that sun because it's sextiling the sun, which means it's what, 60 degrees?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's sextiling the north node. And that north node is that higher what we're striving to. And that
Yes.
north node's in Taurus. And Taurus is stability as well because it is an earth sign.
Yes.
Yep. And so to me, it's still going with the flame. I mean the flame. It's still going with the theme of us being stable in a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Good day.
Good day. Good day, sir. Okay, Wednesday, moon still in Pisces.
Yes. And I didn't actually put this in our notes, but
Okay.
it is actually the third and final US Pluto return.
Yes, it is. And you are correct because we also talked about that a little earlier in the week.
Yes. And I think that's actually really cool because we have this like really future oriented energy surrounding this week.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's almost like whatever, this is not like this US Pluto return is not a doom and gloom thing. It's
No.
a positive thing. It's like if we have to blow anything up, it's to like, create something new that's more beautiful.
Yes.
It's not to just destroy things. And I
No.
think we've come through this year with that energy and the contemplation, as like a collective. And I think hopefully we're all finally coming to the conclusion that, it isn't about doom and gloom. It's
Right.
about moving forward.
Right. I agree with that. I really do. Moon in Pisces, it's sextiling Uranus. Uranus is the rebellion baby.
The future moving forward.
Yeah, it's conjunct Neptune, which is those dreams, bring them in.
Yeah, believing in the intangible, something that we don't know yet.
Right. Sextiling Venus and Mercury. And Venus is that sense of self and that self-worth and in nurturing. How can we talk about this?
Right. And
Yeah,
then we also have Venus forming a sextile with Neptune that day. So it's like strong, harmonious feminine energy,
lots of
nurturing
nurturing.
ourselves, loving the world.
Mm-hmm. Which is what we need to like. We need to move into this. We need to start seeing ourselves as this global family, right? Which is an Aquarian theme, right? The more we show up as our authentic selves and love ourselves, then Aquarians love community.
Yeah.
Now we can.
The energy of Neptune is here to teach us of that unconditional love because we are all connected.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Venus, the value system kind of love,
right,
harmonious energy kind of flowing into the unconditional love of Neptune. I love that for that day.
and let me tell you, Venus, those are boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we need those boundaries. We absolutely need both. We need the unconditional love and we need the boundaries.
Yeah. This is a great week, Helen.
And we're only to Wednesday.
I know. Okay, Thursday.
Yes, that's a big day.
Okay, the moon will move into Aries.
Yes.
Okay.
We're leaving behind the intangibility, the intangible waters of Pisces and moving into that straightforward, take action, warrior energy of Aries, like just getting moving.
Right. And Jupiter, you guys, is in Aries and just turned direct. So because the moon is moving into Aries, it's now conjunct Jupiter. So it's like, hello, Jupiter.
Yes. So just anything Jupiter, the great benefactor, touches amplifies. So makes things bigger. So we're already initiating things. It's a bigger initiation because Jupiter is involved.
Let's do this.
Yes. And it's the first quarter moon. So that's a take action moon. So with cardinal signs, taking action. We are taking action on our new moon intentions and whatever else we know we need to take action on.
And let me ask you this, because people always ask me. And I just think it's better if I ask you. So when we say first quarter moon, how many days out is that from the new moon?
So that is a week later. So it's like the moon 1 week past the new moon, 1 week before the full moon.
Okay. And that 1 week is 7 days?
Yeah, I think this one actually ended up being a little less than, it's right about 7 days because we had the new moon on Friday. And then on Thursday, we're going to have the first quarter. It's usually about 6 to 8 days.
Okay. This is for knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You want to move into Friday?
Well, we forgot to mention what's going on with our friend Mercury on the 29th on Thursday.
Sorry. You go.
Very important. Of course, we can't forget our friend the messenger. Mercury is stationing retrograde, which again, we talk about energies at the beginning of the week, you know, Saturn getting a bad rap. Mercury retrograde gets really bad rap. Yeah. All the retrogrades do, but definitely Mercury, which is unfortunate because really it's just a time for reflection. And the challenge at that time is to give into that reflection.
What sign is he retrograding in? Do you know?
Capricorn.
Mm.
Yes. So we have actually a very stable energy, in my opinion, to, you know, have our reflective period in.
Right. And I really think he's reflecting all this new energy that we got, which was like, I'm not responsible for you anymore.
Yep. You're responsible.
This is a new way. Right. This is a new way how I'm working for myself. You know, however that shows up, you guys. It doesn't necessarily mean like literally for yourself, but it doesn't. But because it is retrograding in Mercury is retrograding in Capricorn, this is the great time to keep thinking about and talking about this new energy that we just brought in.
Yes. And same day, Mercury forms a conjunction with Venus.
Your self-worth.
Yep. So we really are, that's what's on our mind right now is our self-worth and taking care of ourselves first.
Yeah.
Understanding that's not selfish. It's just, that's self-care.
Right. And I think it's really starting to like kick in high gear. It's also like kind of starting to kick in high gear that we can't keep perpetuating other people's stories or the way other people want things to be. And this was, even though like, and this was shown to me in a couple ways just leading up to this, but the other night we went to mass because that's what my family does. And the priest is like from another time. I mean, this man is like a time capsule. And he does. And I asked my sister, I said, does he have altar girls? She goes, no.
Huh.
And we've had altar girls as long as I've had a memory. But this guy wants to keep it the way he wants it and made it happy. And I was just like, and let me tell you, there was no one at church.
Old paradigms. Right. I know. And we know it. We see it. We know it.
Yes. And so this just goes back to the idea that we don't have to keep participating in what makes other people feel good when it's obviously, it doesn't make sense and it's not moving us forward.
No, it's not. And that's, I think a lot of what we're realizing this week, we've been realizing it, but a lot of that I think is coming, you know, full circle, so to speak, with again moving forward with that knowledge now.
Right. And also closing out this year and moving into the new year.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Are we ready for Friday?
I think we're ready for Friday.
Okay. Friday is the 30th. The moon will still be in Aries.
Yeah.
It'll be conjunct Chiron, who just turned direct.
Yeah.
And you have conjunct Chiron and Eris.
Yes, which again, we normally don't talk about Eris. Eris doesn't move very fast. She is the asteroid of discord. She's related to Discordia, so it's either Eris or Discordia, depending on if it's Greek or Roman mythology, I believe.
Uh-huh.
But we normally don't talk about her, but to have her form a conjunction with the moon on the same day that the moon is forming a conjunction with Chiron, I think that's definitely worth talking
I love Eris.
about. I do too, because I think she gets, again, a bad rap. This is a week talking about the things that get a bad rap.
Yeah.
She gets a bad rap because she is, goddess of discord. And people, want things to be concordiant, not discordiant.
Yeah.
But sometimes we need a little discord to shake things up.
Right. And to see where we're stuck in our thoughts.
Yes.
Right. Because she threw the apple and it said to the fairest, the gold apple. And who was there? Venus?
Yeah, it was like Aphrodite, Venus, and Hera and Athena, I want to say. I could be wrong.
And they all thought that apple was for them.
Exactly.
And to me, the story isn't about, it is about like toxicity and all that kind of stuff, like off the top, but it's also, she threw it in Paris and she made Paris choose. Paris had to choose who the apple was for. Mm-hmm. And he did choose love. And he was blasted for it because he didn't choose science and he didn't choose strength and he didn't choose I was going to say smarts, if you will, or power. He didn't choose these masculine themes, even though they were showing up as women.
Right.
He chose love. And that's when he got Helen of Troy and all that shit happened, correct?
The war and, the Odyssey, and we wouldn't have had those stories, had it not started with.
Right. But what that kind of, to me, secretly signaled is that if we don't choose might makes right, if we don't choose science, if we don't choose, strength and power,
if we go to practitioners like us and spend a lot of money on a reading and just ask, does this guy like me, if we choose it that way,
right? But because we didn't choose all these like masculine things, he chose love and he was punished. And I feel like with this moon in Aries conjunct Chiron and Eris, Chiron has healed himself. Aries is healing the story. You can choose love. You can choose love. And you can bring love into science. You can bring love into strength. And you can bring love into these things.
Right, because that sextile with Saturn.
Bingo.
That's boundaries, that's structure.
I
think stability. You can put that in with this energy where normally we would look at Chiron and Eris, like a conjunction and go, oh no, something bad's going to happen. Of course not. This is actually way more stable, especially because of that sextile with Saturn, but just because we know we can take this energy and heal it for ourselves.
Right. And it's time to start initiating this energy.
Yes.
That's Aries. Again,
Aries. Yep.
Okay, you guys. And then Saturday, New Year's Eve, everyone's favorite. I don't know, just teasing. Yeah. Whatever.
The night of expectations,
Yeah. Usually I eat tacos, but I was going to say, you know what? I eat tacos just about every night. So scratch that. Anyway.
Always eat tacos.
I know. Yeah.
That's the message for life. Always eat tacos.
Yeah. 2022, 2023.
Always eat tacos.
Yeah. Okay. So Saturday, the moon is still in Aries.
Yep.
It'll be squaring Taurus. Yep. It'll move into Taurus. And is it, you set the stage. Is it the moon while it's still in Aries, it's squaring Mercury, Venus, and Pluto? Yep. Or okay.
Yeah, because they're in Capricorn. So yeah, we have a square right before the moon moves out of Aries with Mercury, Venus, and Pluto, because all those planets are close together in Capricorn. So we do have a square there. which of course is challenge energy. So we are presented with a challenge with that energy.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's a challenge to initiate.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and we move then into Taurus with that moon, which is a very stabilizing fixed energy. So whatever we're initiating, we can lock it down. It's almost like putting the stake into the ground kind of energy.
We need that. And then you have Venus will conjunct Pluto that same day.
Yes, which I think is just a beautiful energy. First and foremost, if you're a creative person, which we all are, creative types, whatever you want to say, artistic types, this is definitely a wonderful energy for creative catharsis. So we're taking things, maybe that kind of came from deep down inside that we need to transmute, and we can do something beautiful with it with that Venus energy. So again, paint a painting, write a song, take it and do something to elevate that energy, whatever it is that we're releasing, with, of course, the Pluto energy.
Yeah, it's a great New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, it's a great energy to end the year off with, because again, Pluto does signify endings.
Yeah.
So we can have new beginnings. It's the rising Venus. So why not have, this big dose of love thrown on it with, the Venus energy.
Yeah. You bury the old Venus.
Yes.
Pluto's like, sure, that's what I do. It's cool.
And exactly. And it's like, throw that on the ashes, or, throw that on the fire of the rising Venus, basically.
Yeah, she's here. She's here. Cats and kittens. Okay, Sunday, 2023, baby.
Yeah, beginning of the new year. Kind of seems crazy that we're already doing that again, but here we are.
Here we are. 2023 is the year of the chariot, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a separate post. But
yes, I love that moving forward energy. And we have the moon still in Taurus, which again, great energy to kind of lock the year in with, start with the solid fixed energy.
Yeah.
Forming a conjunction with the North Node and Uranus. So it's like starting something new, but moving forward.
Right. And it's like, it's that earth energy, you guys. So again, just from the rip, like earth, we've got to start thinking about earth differently and how we take care of this earth. And that North Node is what we are aspiring to. And, Taurus in its highest self, does like nice things, does like stability, does want a lush green earth, understand cycles, right? And so conjunct that North Node in Uranus. Uranus is still there churning up all the old ways that aren't going to keep us in the new way. So let the revolution happen in the sign of Taurus, you guys. It's been happening.
Why not?
Yeah, it's been happening. And then it's trining the sun, right? And that sun energy is just lighting it up. Right.
I see that just as being true to ourselves as we begin this year.
Yep.
And instead of doing resolutions or things that we're going to feel, disappointed with ourselves about afterwards, we just start this year saying, I'm going to be true to myself. And that's how we start the day. That's how we start the year, and we go forward with that.
Yeah. How can you be authentic? Let go of old earth.
Yes, let go of that and move into the year just stable and ready for forward movement.
Yeah. Another thing about earth signs too, which I'm just going off the top of my head, but earth to me, whether this is talked about as an earth sign or not, but just, earth has seasons, earth has cycles, and we're starting with this. It's important to be present. What's happening now?
Yes.
What season are we in now?
And I think we're being definitely reminded of that at the beginning of the year, that, we got to remain present within the time, but also remain present within ourselves.
Yeah. And this is good. If you were to base the whole 2023 off the very first day, I think it's a beautiful.
Oh, that's a beautiful energy. Yeah. The Taurus is exalted. So it's like an honored guest in Taurus, being pampered, and it's loves that energy.
Yeah. Yeah, because when a sign is exalted, what does that mean?
That basically means it's not so much their home sign, because obviously the moon is home in Cancer.
Right.
It's they're an honored guest in that sign. So it's it's almost like you go over to somebody's house and they just totally take care of you.
Let's claim that energy for 2023.
Oh yeah, and especially Taurus. Taurus knows how to take care of itself.
Yeah. Lavish.
Yes, exactly. It's like we're all walking into that year luxuriously.
Whatever that means to you.
Ah,
Okay, friend. Well, I think this was a really great wrap up of 2022.
yeah, I'm really excited about this week and just moving forward into 2023.
I am too. So, of course, you guys, if you have any questions, please reach out to either Helen or I. You can reach us on our Instagrams, our YouTubes, or email, either way. I will be back to New Orleans soon, where it's a hell of a lot warmer than it is here.
It's starting to warm up already.
Thank you, Jesus. Or
Yes.
whoever. Thank you, Goddess.
Yeah.
In church last night, I kept saying the Goddess, and my sister was laughing so hard. What are you going to do? In with the new. I mean, I'm going to say out with the old and with the new, but the
Yeah.
Goddess isn't
Some Aquarius Uranus energy right there.
right there. Yeah. Okay, you guys have a very happy new year, happy holidays, and a very, very happy new year. And next time we see you guys, it will be 2023.
Yay.
All right, guys, take care.